Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Wallside Windows. We can do that. We are the factory. After a 16-16 season a year ago, one that was filled with injuries, Michigan looks to bounce back and become a force again in the Big Ten. John Beilein's team is mostly healthy and hungry, and they figure to be back in the mix for a conference title and another NCAA tournament bid. All right, John Beilein has coached more games at the University of Michigan than he has at any stop in his 38-year head coaching career, although this is year 9, same as Lemoyne when you first started really getting in gear with this. How have you enjoyed your stay so far?
Oh, this has been incredible. It all starts with the university and the city of Ann Arbor. I mean, we just absolutely love it here because there's just so much good happening around you. And so that's been the big thing. But then also, I think, and I hope the university feels the same way, it's the exact match what I was looking for, the type of students we want to recruit, the type of academic programs we're going to have, the type of facilities that we have. It's the exact same match. So it's really been a great 9 years, and I hope it's we got many more to come.
Your student athletes a year ago went 16-16. You had some injuries, obviously, guys like Caris LeVert, Derek Walton, for example. And, of course, you had the attrition as well. What did you learn about your team with the guys who are back for your club this year that you like most and can implement to your system?
Well, there's been growth in every area. Some areas, some people that played a lot, probably too early last year, right? That's where 16-16. But I've seen everybody has grown, but some have grown even more than others. So it's really been good to see this come, like Ricky Doyle today, getting 7 rebounds today, right? Muhammad Ali is really making some really good plays. So we're getting more and more accustomed to the speed of the college game, the urgency of scouting reports. All those things have been very good for us.
Your schedule, it's a challenging one. You had Xavier, you had UConn, you had Texas, you had NC State, you get SMU next week. The importance of that non-conference part of your schedule and what it helps you as you dive into Big Ten play in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, I think it's really important that you have a good balance there of the very good teams. You know we play 18 Big Ten games, so there's 18. We're playing 5 BCS level teams, and so that gives you 23 of your teams are BCS level games. So it's really a big to have this now, so that you don't have 1 or 2 of those, or maybe 3 of them. Now you go into the Big Ten and you know what's happening. You know how difficult it is, how physical it is. It's been really helpful for us. We got 1 more to go, but we're not sleeping on any of those other games, man. We learned our lesson last year.
I know we talk about leadership an awful lot. Caris LeVert, Spike Albrecht, your 2 co-captains, what great leaders, not just on the floor, but in that room as well. Who's the vocal guy to make sure that they can choose somebody else when needed, do you think?
I think Zach Irvin has really become a guy that has really developed beyond the obvious seniors. And Sean Lonergan and Andrew Dockage both have done a wonderful job. Derek Walton's picking it up. They're basically that 6 upperclassmen who have been on teams that have gone to the Elite 8, that have won a championship. Those 6 know a lot, and they're trying to message to the freshmen and sophomores. Freshmen and sophomores are pretty good listeners. As those guys communicate more. I call it strong talk. That they're strong with their conviction. They want things to happen. They have passion for this basketball program. It will help us grow everywhere.
I'm Ed Kongursky. The Wolverines senior leader sits down with us and gives us his thoughts on the upcoming season and what you can expect from the Maize and Blue.
I'm Sarah Van Meter with the women's basketball team. The Wolverines are unbeaten through the first few weeks of the new season, and for good reasons. We'll find out what those are when Inside Michigan Basketball continues.
2 of the new faces this year are Division III transfer Duncan Robinson and a true freshman who hails from Berlin, Germany, Mo Wagner. Both are impact players and getting more and more comfortable with their team and their roles.
What I bring to the table at first is like my energy. I think that's something I can add to the team and help the team a lot. And I'm just trying to help the team where I can, and everything else you got to ask coach, to be honest.
Sitting out last year was tough, but I think I learned a lot from that year off and working with Coach Sanderson. So I think it's helped me a lot this year so far.
You got to fight for every second. In practice, it's always like a game. I always consider in preseason the practice like a real game because it's just so competitive. But anyways, we're brothers off the court, so it really makes it fun, to be honest. To have that kind of dynamic on and off the court.
Talk to me a little about the defense, because that may be one of the things that sets everybody apart. They know you can shoot. What do you have to bring defensively to get time?
Just not making mental mistakes, scouting report mistakes, stuff like that. Controllables. I know I'm not the quickest guy, but if I can kind of outthink the opponent, that's kind of where I got to be really good.
Great leadership for John Beilein of the Wolverines coming back, but you get some new blood in here too. Guys like Duncan Robinson, guys like Mo Wagner. Let's talk about Robinson. The sweet stroke, the sweet three shooting. I guess you would call him a three. Maybe he's a 4 at 6'8". He does things that a lot of people at his size cannot do, and you had him for a full year a year ago.
Yeah.
What did you teach him last year that is evident in his game this season?
The only thing in shooting, I don't want to take any credit for the shooting, is that he had to get it off quicker. He would take his time, and it's at this level, you are not going to have that type of time. The scouting report, the synergy is going to be out there. You got to get it done. But now his physical strength is much better. Now he's got to use it, right? He's got to rebound. He's got to defend. These are all things that he's working on that we can work through because he's got a good attitude. His attention to detail. He played zone a lot. Mm-hmm. Right now, all of a sudden, there's all these rules when you're playing man defense that you got to follow as you go along. He's growing in every area. But while he grows, we're going to get him plenty of shots. Too
many times three-point shooters are viewed just as that. That's all they settle for. He's not really like that, though. He's kind of incorporated into his game a sidestep. He's willing to take it inside the arc a little bit. He's grown in that regard, too.
He has pretty good vision. He's improving that. But what he can do, Matt, is he can stop, he can fake and hit the in-between jump shot. As long as it's not guard, he can shoot that. And then now what he's learning is to fake and sidestep and go up and shoot it. So those are all things that we have. We didn't know the magnitude that he could shoot it. We saw it in practice. Mm-hmm. Were we going to see it in games? We've seen it in games. Now we can work him from that.
A little later on, the flaming hot start by the Michigan women. But up next, our Al Rose Steel Ironman of the Week. It's no surprise, really. He's one of the best players in the conference and one of the finest in college basketball. We reveal that next. Time for this week's Al Rose Steel Ironman of the Week. Here's Ed Kingerski.
There's no player more excited, more motivated for this season than forward Caris LeVert.
Urban to Dawkins, left wing LeVert, charges left baseline and jams it through.
The senior missed the final 14 games last year following foot surgery, one of many obstacles the Wolverines faced during a taxing and often frustrating campaign.
Last season was a learning experience. I feel like we went through a lot of things that a lot of teams don't get to go through. And I think it'll really help us going forward for this year.
Now LeVert goes to work. Yo-yos the dribble, crossover in the lane, floater. Oh my goodness, that is so tough to stop.
We had some success against good teams. We lost to bad teams. We had our young guys step up in big moments. So I think overall it was a learning experience.
Caris says he's most looking forward to the rivalry games against MSU and OSU, having missed 3 of the 4. The entire team stayed in Ann Arbor over the summer. This was a busy room. Coaches and players will tell you that time is invaluable as guys grow closer and learn more about each other. Caris expects that will show itself on game days this season.
That was fun seeing some of the younger guys grow up physically and mentally as well. And then it was just a fun bonding experience for us. And I think it'll really pay dividends on the court this year.
That mindset ties in with a clear and concise message delivered by assistant coach Lavelle Jordan.
Coach Val put a word on the board before we left for summer, and it was serious. And I think everyone really took that into account and really trained seriously, lifted seriously, worked out seriously. And I think that you're seeing that a lot in practice going forward.
There are a few new pieces. Many are the same. LeVert says he's encouraged by what he's seen so far and about what this year may bring.
This team will be successful if we take ownership early in the year. obviously early in the year we'll have a lot of mistakes, but if we own those mistakes, hold each other accountable early in film sessions and in practice, and grow from those mistakes and really put them into play during the Big Ten season, I think we can be very successful.
For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Ed Kingerski.
Ed, thanks. Good stuff. Caris LeVert literally could be our player of the game after every single game. We've talked earlier in the program about his leadership. Let's talk about his skill set in general. He's a guy who leads your team in shooting, he leads your team in scoring, and he's a guy who will be in the preseason and now regular season All-American discussion. Well,
he's really taken his game to another step in his level by becoming a much better defender. He's seeing things, got great quickness. His rebounding is outstanding. You know, we may block out the bigs sometimes and not even have the bigs try and get the rebound. Just let him go get it, because that's the best fast break. The point guard just going. Now you don't have the big men messing around with it. So he ends up going. But right now, he's played point guard, he's playing two guard, shooting the ball well from three. There's all kinds of things he's working on, but Matt, just a pleasure to coach. There's never been an issue with him in any way, right? He just wants to be a better player, and he wants to win.
This week's Coffee with the Coach brought to you by Tim Hortons from Chad in Ann Arbor. He wants to know, how did you find the other freshman that we referred to earlier, Mo Wagner?
Mo Wagner, and I have to start calling him that. I know several people in Germany because I had a great German player named Johannes Erber. And because I knew Johannes, some people knew he I don't know how the guy got my email address, but I got this video sitting one day of this big German playing. It was like a week before I even addressed it. And then I looked at it and I said, you know what? I got to look at this guy. And now once I talked with him on the phone, he was so engaging, Matt. It was like, that was my guy. Easy English, no problem. So I said, I'm jumping in a plane. I'm going to go see him. And you cannot watch a kid play over there. You cannot go and watch them. They don't play high school basketball. You can't watch them here close. I had to do it only off video, right? So I ended up going over there. I met him. I loved him. I loved his personality. And I just wanted to coach him. So we made that decision, and here he is today.
You've been really good. Thanks, Coach. Coming up next, the women. This team is one of the most talented and energetic teams that Kim Barnes-Arico has ever had. We recap their sizzling start after this. And welcome back. For just the third time in program history, the Michigan women's team has started a season with 7 straight wins.
In the corner finds Flaherty wide open left side. Ring it up.
The Wolverines are one of the best shooting teams in America.
Into the lane, drive and dish wide open. Thompson right side for 3. Splash.
With sophomore Caitlin Flaherty leading the way with 19 points per game. 2 others are scoring in double figures as well. Freshman center Hallie Thome and junior guard Sierra Thompson.
I think our team is incredibly unselfish. They just worry about winning and playing as hard as we can and defending. They share the ball extremely well. They all have the ability to score. They all have the ability to handle, and they're playing great defense.
Everyone's invested in the team, and we come in every single day and just work hard and put forth the 101%. And I think, even outside of practice, everyone's still in the gym. Everyone wants to be in the gym, and I think that really makes a huge difference in our game.
We have so much energy, and we trust each other so much on the court. We have such a great bond off and on the court, so I believe that's a big factor in it also. I just believe we want to win. We all have a dream, and we all have a goal, so that's what we're looking forward to.
The Wolverines' offense is really impressive. They're averaging nearly 90 points per game, and 3 times already this year they've held opponents to under 50 points.
Our defense is creating our offense. Our ability to pressure teams and our ability to rotate and have the quickness and the length that we've showed in our pressure defense has really resulted in a lot of turnovers and a lot of easy baskets for us. So I think part of the reason we are scoring is because of our defensive pressure.
I think we're having a lot of fun, especially when you win. I mean, winning's always fun. But through the season, there's ups and there's downs, and I think we will continue to have fun just because I think every single person on this team loves the game, and it's just fun playing with each other, fun being coached by Coach Arico. It's just a great experience.
For more on the unbeaten Wolverines, here's our Sarah Van Meter.
Matt, senior Madison Rostovsky has been with Coach Arico since she took over the program in 2012. She started all 7 games so far this season, and she's really proud of her role in building up the Michigan women's basketball program.
I've been under Coach Arico for 3 years now. I'm one of the first class that that came here with her when she got here, and I think that I just have a really good understanding of what Coach Rico wants on the court and the team that she wants to have.
Maddie, as she's best known on the team, can score from the outside.
Straight on Rostovsky for three again, and it's good.
And she can take it to the basket.
Maddie on the drive, going to attack the basket off the left side, got the layup.
Every single team I've played on since my freshman year has been a different team. The dynamic always changes because of who we have on the team, whether it's led by experience, led by talent, led by youth. It's always different, and this year has probably been the most different. We've had the most girls playing thus far. We're 9 deep, and I think that really helps us going into games.
Maddie says there's a different mindset this year with all the young talent helping out. She enjoys being one of Michigan's leaders.
I was a freshman once too, and I remember what I needed and the help I got to get through certain situations, so I know the demands and the struggles that the freshmen go through. As a senior though, there are moments where I have to remind them that they're great basketball players. We had a game, Boogie and Munger both had a turnover within 2 possessions of each other, and before we brought the ball back down, I had to grab them both and say, listen, you guys are okay, just calm down, and I think they had tremendous games after that. They just have to be reminded that they're very good basketball players too.
The schedule gets tougher as the conference season nears, but Michigan heads into Big Ten play with confidence.
The season is a roller coaster. You're going to go through your highs and through your lows, and so far we're on a high, and I hope that we can stay on this high for as long as possible. But when we hit adversity, I would like to see what this team is going to do. Some teams can back down and just let the season fall apart, or is this team going to pull together? And with the team that we have, the 9 deep that we have playing right now, and the support, I think that in the face of adversity, we're going to be able to overcome it too. We're going to have some really hard games, but that's the way basketball works.
Maddie and the team will definitely be challenged later today when they take on Princeton on the road. The Wolverines don't return to Chrysler Center until next Sunday when they host UCLA. For Inside Michigan Basketball, I'm Sarah Van Meter.
Definitely really good chemistry. We got really good kids, but also everyone's pretty much stayed here in the spring and summer. So I think that helped kind of bring everyone closer and kind of help things gel. And then with the addition of Mo and Brent, they're also really good kids and they fit in great. So the season's been exciting so far, and we're looking forward to continuing on.
We're all really close on and off the court. We spend a lot of time during the summer working out in the weight room with Coach Sanderson and stuff like that. So we all got to know each other and bond really well. So our chemistry is great.
Boy, chemistry is so important in championship teams. Nobody knows that better than Red Berenson and the Michigan hockey team. How about back-to-back home knockouts over Wisconsin?
And the counter in the right score! Long pass ahead to Copper. He's going right in front. He scores! It's all time! Smutansky. Goes back to the point man. Downing scores! Michigan takes the lead. 6-5. As he picks up the puck at center, he can end it all. And he scored! It's all over! Michigan wins the shootout!
Congratulations to the Wolverines for a great start. Thanks for joining us on this week's edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Next week, we invite you back. The non-conference portion of John Beilein's schedule continues with a road date at SMU against the Mustangs, who are unbeaten at the time of this taping, and Michigan might be looking for a little revenge. Remember, SMU came into Chrysler Center and beat the Wolverines a year ago, and then it's a home jump against Delaware State. We'll recap that and more on next week's edition of Inside Michigan Basketball. Until then, have a great week, everybody, and go blue. Inside Michigan Basketball, delivered by UPS. From figuring it out to getting it done, UPS is here to help. Visit solvers.ups.com to learn more. By your local Toyota dealers. Visit buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places. By Absol Pure Water, the official bottled water of the Michigan Wolverines. And by Gardner White, you'll overpay anywhere else.